Hi, everyone. Our final guest has been a leader in Ulta Beauty's marketing strategy for a while, and now she's officially their Chief Marketing Officer as of just a few weeks ago. Please welcome to the Axios House stage, Ulta's Kelly Mahoney. Your mic's right there. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi, thank you.
New job.
New job.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Oh my gosh, I get to say this now a third time publicly, and it doesn't get old. To be Ulta Beauty's next Chief Marketing Officer is just really a dream come true. I'm thrilled.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm going to guess that most people in this room who wear makeup know what Ulta Beauty is.
Is that the case? Do we have a hand? Show of hands? Okay, thanks.
My friend Kelsey over here and I, we love going to Ulta together.
Thank you.
And we, black out in Ulta. But I think what most people probably don't know is how Ulta's been leveraging AI since 2018.
Yeah.
And tell me about the vision behind that when Ulta first started doing this in 2018 and where that's progressed.
Yeah, I think I would have to start with our Ulta Beauty Rewards program. So if you are avid shoppers, I see some head nods. You guys know the amazing program that we have, which is the Ulta Beauty Rewards program, but that's actually where it starts, because that's where we are able to make the connection and start the relationship with our guest, and we're really proud to have over 44 million members in the Ulta Beauty Rewards program, which I like to joke and say that's more than the whole population in Canada. That's how many people are in our program. And with that, we have over 95% of every dollar that flows through our organization is coming from those members. So you can imagine the data that we have on who's shopping at Ulta Beauty. We know who it is, we know what they're shopping, we know where they're shopping, whether that's online, in store. We even understand their preferences. We can understand that they're engaged in social media, and this is the conversation they like to have. And we call it the crown jewels. Our first party data is the crown jewels, and I think we were leaders in retail at building a first party data set so that now it's really paying dividends. So AI, which we've been talking about AI for a really long time, but as you said, we were applying AI to our data back in 2018 through advanced analytics and propensity modeling to help us target audiences and really refine who we were trying to reach or who we wanted to talk to. And as best as we could back then, how could we relevantly communicate with them with the right content? Now, fast forward, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this, the landscape has changed so much. We used to say we were sitting on this crown jewel, and now we're really unleashing our crown jewel and powering so much through the use of AI.
Yeah, how do you leverage all those rewards members? It's an amazing amount of people, amount of customers, and you're talking about understanding their habits, right, with all of this data. Tell me about how you kind of move forward and get them to the counter buying.
Yeah, we call this personalized journey building. So I think we were one of the leaders in retail on really thinking through the lens of the customer's journey and how do we take a customer through the journey. Beauty is so dynamic and beauty is very, very personal. So we were really forced early to think about how to personalize the experience, because everybody's beauty experience is just so no one size fits all. So the way we really think about it is through the lens of the consumer, especially a new consumer. When we bring somebody on to our loyalty program, they're new to Ulta Beauty. So there are a series of communications that we want to take them through. Leveraging the data, we understand who they are, so we can personalize the next outreach. Then we know, they're a skincare customer. We want to expose them to our vast assortment of skincare. And so all of the communications will be very geared towards skincare. And really, it's our goal in a new customer situation is how do we get them so excited to return to Ulta Beauty a second time in let's say 60 days. And we track that and we measure that. But we're using this across the journey. Now we split our data, we split our consumers in cohorts. And those cohorts are not just based on what they buy, they're based on who they are and what they like. So it allows us to really contextualize that experience.
Earlier, you were telling me a little bit about like the interesting ways that Ulta's using technology. Like, tell me more of the other ways that that you're using them for the consumer experience.
Yeah, I mean, technology is at the, I think, heart of retail, especially right now. So that's our data, and we're applying AI to really leverage as much as we can to personalize the experience. But then, think about our mobile app, which we like to say is kind of beauty's best friend. Like, leaning into the mobile app, which we see as a handshake to our brand, you can be enjoying the experience of Ulta Beauty just sitting on your couch. And so the mobile app is something we're very serious about, and we're leaning into this year especially, enhancing that mobile app through loyalty, but also through recommendations, for instance. Our recommendations are such an important experience, especially in beauty. We're a branded house of brands. So we have over 600 brands in our box, and we need to make sure that we help our beauty consumer find what they need and what they want, or what they don't even know they want. So we use the power of recommendations, which the app really brings to life that experience quite well, and that's all AI. And then on the more far out innovative side of the house, I mean, we're always thinking about how is technology disrupting the beauty business, and what do we need to be thinking about? And we have an arm called Prisma Ventures that joins forces with smaller companies that are rethinking and thinking about how to bring beauty to life for consumers. So Loom Lash is something that's we're really proud of. It's currently kind of a small pilot at the moment, but this is how do we put lashes using robotic engineering on consumers.
Explain that. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's an automated robotic engineering lash application service. We know lashes are it. Everybody's kind of wearing lashes. It really makes a difference in how you look, and so many women want to do it, but it's really tricky. It's hard to do it. And so how can we make that experience much easier for our beauty consumer when they come in? Yeah.
And how do you make sure that like the digital experiences that Ulta provides are enhancing the in-store experience rather than like taking away from that?
Well, so I think we learned very quickly, especially during COVID, when we had to shut our stores down for a good 8 to 10 weeks to keep everybody safe, including our associates and all of our guests, that technology plays a really important role, and it's a complement to the in-store. And so we were lucky to have things like Glam Lab, which is our augmented reality, allows a try-on, which is very realistic. If you haven't tried it, I do encourage you to. It's just a lot of fun, but it's also really helpful. And it bridges that divide of like, if I can't be in your store looking and exploring and discovering, which we know is a really important journey for our customer, I can be sitting on my couch using the Glam Lab. And believe it or not, we see people all the time using Glam Lab inside our store. So it is very seamless and fluid, the way that we see technology being used to augment and enhance the in-store experience.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine it's really important for people to actually come into the store, though. You don't just only want them shopping online, right? Like,
it's a both. Yeah. I mean, we call them the omni-channel shopper. Like, that is the shopper that's shopping us in our stores, that's shopping us online, that's doing a quick, I got to get a DoorDash same day, quickly. We want it all. More points of distribution and more ways that we can bring beauty to our guest is really our goal. And technology serves and plays a critical role in doing that.
Yeah, and something that's so interesting to me in like skincare and beauty trends is just how evolving they are. I feel like as a person who's like scrolling on TikTok all the time, I'm constantly seeing like beauty videos about, this is a huge part of just being online too.
Yeah.
How do you like stay ahead of trends and evolve with them?
Yeah, I mean, beauty moves at the speed of culture, and it is quick. We have to be on top of it, finger on the pulse. I would say a couple of things. Our company was founded on a consumer truth. Like, we, 35 years ago, understood how the consumer shopped for beauty, and it was missing. 35 years ago, we recognized, our founders said, hey, there is nobody that is offering all things beauty all under one roof, from every category to every price point. And they saw that by looking in at the consumer and their shopping behaviors and what they desired. So they met an unmet need. And so First of all, you got to know your consumer to stay on top of trends. You got to know what your consumer wants and what they can't even tell you what they want. That's where the magic happens, and that's really through just constant listening. And then I think social in this space for beauty, social in the influencer space is where you're going to see the authentic storytelling, and that's where you're going to spot the trends. And so just having a really strong finger on the pulse of the social conversation. We like to say that we don't want to control the conversation, but we certainly want to be a part of it to help shape the conversation. And that's another place I think where we're helping.
Yeah, how is Ulta leveraging like influencers?
Very much so. I would say you've seen us shift even more recently into the influencer space and taking advantage of these creators and these just authentic beauty passionistas to be advocates and ambassadors of our brand. We just did a recent activation at the Super Bowl, and we came in at it very differently than I think many brands would think to do. We came in at it through the influencer, and we were creating a story, and we were telling a story about women in and women of beauty, and it was several creators and influencers that we wanted to celebrate alongside them at the Super Bowl by doing an experiential activation, collecting that content capture, and then exposing that content capture on our channels. And the result was just incredible. We had 29 million views in 4 hours. We had the best headline, I think, that I'll like etch on my gravestone someday is Ulta Beauty takes TikTok at the Super Bowl. So this is important to the beauty industry for sure.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Kelly. We're out of time. Thank you to our audience for sticking with us. Please enjoy the space and enjoy some light bites and refreshments. We'll look forward to chatting. Thanks.
Thank you.